just not comfortable with you, Emily.
What have I done?
Everything around here is all the time crowded. People have their stuff put up. I know that you have to have time to move in. Your mother said that my dog made your dog bark. I tried to ask your mother, tell me how, so I can work on that. Then she told me that I was nuts.
A tense neighborhood dispute is drawing attention after a heated exchange between a longtime resident and a newer homeowner revealed just how quickly everyday frustrations can turn personal. In the conversation, a woman who says she has lived in the neighborhood for more than 30 years confronts her neighbor, Emily, about what she describes as ongoing disruptions since the family moved in. She claims the street has become overcrowded with vehicles, delivery trucks, and moving activity, and says the added noise and traffic have made her increasingly uncomfortable.
Look, I have been living here an awful long time, okay? I've been living here for over 30 years.
Okay.
All of us are neighbors and friends. We all respect each other.
Okay.
We respect the noise level, and we help each other.
Okay.
And I'm just not comfortable with you, Emily.
What have I done?
Everything around here is all the time crowded. People have their stuff put up. I know that you have to have time to move in. Your mother said that my dog made your dog bark. I tried to ask your mother, tell me how, so I can work on that. Then she told me that I was nuts. I don't want to be mean to you. I really don't. I like people. I'm a retired psychologist. But I'm telling you, Emily, I'm getting nervous with noise and things not working right, and people, it appears that you feel like you can do pretty much whatever you want to around here without asking.
The longtime resident also brings up past concerns involving barking dogs, motorcycles, bright lights, and what she believes is a lack of communication and consideration for the people living nearby. She argues that in this neighborhood, neighbors typically ask one another before doing things that might affect the block, such as parking in front of someone's house or creating extra noise. Emily, however, pushes back and questions why she should need anyone's permission to live her life inside her own home. She explains that the vehicles and moving activity were tied to a recent move-in process, including delivery trucks and cars being brought to the property. She also rejects the accusation that she has been trying to control the neighborhood, saying she feels unfairly targeted despite her efforts to be polite.
So what you're saying is I have to ask for permission to do anything in my own house?
Well, let me give you an example. Stan and Cecilia said, is it okay if I park my car for a couple of days in front of your house?
Okay.
You know, and as far as your dog's concerned, I think your dog's a sweetheart. I tried to talk to him the other day. But Emily, this is not a neighborhood where people crank up their motorcycles all the time. And I tried to tell your mother, look, people were calling me about it.
We were just moving the motorcycle from the front yard to the garage.
There was one day, I wasn't here, but I got about 3 calls saying that you had cranked it up in front.
I moved my motorcycle from the front to the garage.
Okay,
and
I'm
then
just telling you, I received calls. I wasn't here, I was gone.
Okay, but we've only ever started our motorcycles twice since I've lived here now.
But Emily,
even then, it's not an issue because it's not illegal to have motorcycles.
It is an ordinance. Look in the city ordinance about noise.
Yeah, I know, and my motorcycle, it's fine. I make sure I follow the law.
I'm going to do my part.
Okay.
In trying to make more privacy on my end. I've got some people coming here looking at the fence.
Okay.
All I want you to do is just respect me, and I will respect you. And I am sorry your mother said that I was rude, that I walked away.
As the conversation continues, the disagreement becomes more emotional. The longtime resident says she feels nervous, overwhelmed, and even frightened by the situation, while Emily says she now feels uncomfortable leaving her own home because of repeated confrontations. The two also clash over past incidents, including noise on Christmas Eve, a barking dog, and prior conversations involving Emily's mother.
Let's just try to do better. I will try, and I apologize. I'm going to say I apologize because your mother said I was nuts, which I didn't think was appropriate, but that's okay. I can live with that. But just please try not to control every area around here, and I will try to be nice.
What am I doing to make people think that I'm controlling?
Emily, this whole thing has been congested every time we look.
People are working. How is that?
People are bringing trucks, loads of stuff all the time.
We had vehicles delivered?
Exactly.
Okay, that was one day.
There was about 3 or 4 days that you had. Yeah, there was a Northern Moving Company.
Okay, that was one day. That was because I was moving in.
Moving Company. There were 2 or 3 days.
There was one day where I was moving in. And then there was another day where my husband's 2 cars were delivered, and that was just the other day.
Yeah, your mother said that.
And then there has been.
Your mother said that you were a single mother, and then we got word that your husband is moving in. So we were confused about the status of the house.
What begins as a complaint about noise and congestion eventually turns into something deeper, a breakdown in trust between neighbors who clearly see the situation in very different ways. By the end of the exchange, any hope of mutual understanding appears to collapse, with Emily telling the woman not to return to her property and to contact police instead if there is another issue.
But what does my business have anything to do with what's going on in my own house? But how am I? It just doesn't make sense to me how I am being controlling of the neighborhood when I'm not doing anything. I don't even want to leave my house because of you.
Because of me?
Yeah.
What do you think, I'm going to beat you up or something?
I have no idea what you're going to do. You scare me.
That's how I feel about you?
Okay.
Okay. So if we both scare each other, let's be respectful and not cause each other to be frightening. Would you like that for me to use that word? Because I'm scared of you.
The confrontation highlights a common problem in many neighborhoods, where one person sees normal moving day activity or everyday household noise, another sees disruption, disrespect, and loss of peace. And when communication breaks down, small disputes can quickly become personal.
I'm scared of the dog. My dog is German Shepherd and Malinois. She goes behind me like this. I go, why are you so scared of this dog? And I have asked you as nice as I could, please turn the lights out in the back. You're not going to.
I don't know what lights you're talking about.
In your hot tub room?
How is that affecting your house? Because I have privacy things up and everything.
The light comes through. The light comes through my yard.
So you can do your part for the privacy thing. I would appreciate it if you do not come back on my property. Anytime you need to talk to me, call the police, and then you can have a conversation with me.
I may come up and oh, that is so rude. I understand who I'm dealing with now. I'm dealing with the
I know
person.
who I'm dealing with.